Hey guys, welcome back to another video with Fab live every day except Tuesdays and Thursdays, even though I think I'm changing that. Just ignore that whole section. Anyways, if you guys haven't already and you guys are new here, make sure to hit that like, comment down below, and subscribe. So, New World. This game, I had no idea anything about it until one of my viewers went ahead on Twitch, told me about it, and I looked into it, watched the trailer, got kind of hooked, got intrigued, and did some deep diving, found out it was actually created by Double Helix. But before we go any further, let's go ahead and jump on into the video, right? Roll the intro. So, Double Helix is actually the creator of Killer Instinct back in, I think it was 2013 on the Xbox One. They are the developer who brought back Killer Instinct, and they hold a soft spot in my heart. It was sad the moment when Amazon bought them up and took them away from working on Killer Instinct any further, because Season 2 and 3 were still going to be happening. But you know what? Iron Galaxy did a pretty good job nonetheless. Still have a soft spot for Double Helix. But anyways, let's continue on with things that you may not know about New World. Currently, the alpha is taking place, and if you did not get in, you did not get in. But you can still sign up for the beta, and they are doing a closed beta as well for pre-orders. So if you want to go ahead, you can do that. And I think that's starting to roll out in June and July. The game is going to be released on August 31st, 2021. So the game's going to be kind of close. It's going to be hitting when everything else is going to be freaking hitting. So it's going to be a busy fall season, I should clarify. But anyways, on to the next. What is New World's story and premise? Rather than trying to emulate history directly, New World is entirely fictional, kind of using the 17th century explorers and new land as they discover as the basis of the inspiration for this. So basically, think of you're going to new lands, you are from the 17th century, you are basically Christopher Columbus, and you are finding new areas. So basically, where they're going to be going is the land of Eternum is overflowing with Azoth, a powerful substance that's rumored capable of bestowing eternal life, sort of like the foundation of youth. Obviously, you and fellow travelers are compelled to investigate further. So, makes me think of a lot of a game I just played probably about 6-7 months ago, which kind of makes me think of Greedfall quite a bit, because you are going to a whole new land that your people have never really been to, and you fight these mythical creatures kind of situation. So it looks kind of dope, set in the same time period. I'm kind of interested in that. I can get behind. Next, we are talking about classes. Now, this is one thing that everybody is kind of heaving and hoeing about, is the class systems. There is no class systems. Think of Minecraft Dungeons did this really well, and hopefully, New World can do something to emulate that. Basically, your class is totally based on your equipment. So depending on what your equipment gear is and your proficiency with those weapons and armor and so on and so forth will determine how well and how strong your character is. I kind of like these new systems. It makes it a lot easier to kind of swap between playstyles and classes without having to really commit too heavily and be able to kind of enjoy more what the game has to offer, because sometimes the later classes you're like, oh man, I wish I would have done this instead, or so on and so forth. Well, now you can without having to re-roll your whole character. So I kind of like this. It's kind of nice to see more and more developers are going ahead and do this. So while we're talking about classes, let's go ahead and jump straight into the gameplay. So the gameplay isn't going to be your passive tab targeting based MMO, which is usually like your World of Warcraft or Guild Wars, stuff like that. Now it's going to be more of a fast-paced, action-focused combat system. So the developers specifically cited Dark Souls as like a key influence. I don't think it's quite like Dark Souls. Again, I bring back Greedfall. I keep wanting to call it Godfall. Greedfall into the situation because it's kind of similar to Greedfall, at least from what I've seen. It's more of like your third-person action kind of game. Maybe not so, I don't know. It's probably not going to be as punishing as Dark Souls, but think of something in that vein. And then on top of that, generally combat is split up into 3 core types: melee, physical, and range. Bows like magic. Skill, technique, and knowledge will be more important than sheer character level. Being a higher level will not guarantee success in combat either for PvP or PvE. The developers did state that they do want the game to commingle PvE and PvPers together and kind of have them be able to coexist. So it'll be kind of interesting to see how that works, just because a lot of time when you get some PvP and PvEs together, they tend to clash a little bit. The PvPers just want to kill the PvE because it's easy kills, usually because the type of loadouts aren't really balanced for that situation. So hopefully they can get the balance just right. One weird, interesting thing I did not know about this game until I dove deeper into it is that there is a territory system. So player companies own areas with the land mass itself called territories, and those companies are in charge of everything from setting taxes to determining community projects like upgrading blacksmith and getting more wall cannons, or initiatives. Players that own lands or homes with territory that don't get elected leaders. Leadership is decided by the company that controls the territory. Think of guilds, but brought really, really, really deep. I think this is kind of a cool way to kind of get a community growing within the game and kind of having your different guilds, really feeling like they're contributing to something, which is kind of cool to see, because you can go ahead and upgrade your walls, your defenses, so on and so forth, because you can actually have war, which is kind of interesting, because with the war, you can basically pick a side to fight with, and maybe you're attacking a company or so on and so forth. It's interesting. It's a very interesting way that they have this kind of laid out. Now, let's get into something that does concern me. There is going to be microtransactions. I do not do any microtransactions whatsoever. I am too much of a cheap penny pincher, and I just don't see it feasible. But regardless, Amazon Games has confirmed that there will be an in-game cash app shop, and where you can spend real money for in-game digital items. Hopefully, it is all cosmetic. The last thing I want to see is pay-to-win scenarios, because I think it's so cheap and kind of ruins the experience for a lot of people. So, hopefully, they don't got that. But like I said, if you do want to sign up for the beta, you can go ahead and go to New World. I think it's like .com or something. Just look up, Google search New World Geek Video Game, and go sign up for the beta. Other than that, guys, are you guys excited for New World, or are you guys not? I am actually excited for this game now after doing a bunch of research on it and looking into it. And I'm looking forward to playing. I don't know what class or what specification I'm going to play yet, but I'm going to try to get into the beta. Are you guys going to try to get into beta? Let me know down below. But regardless, guys, hit that subscribe, like, comment down below like always, and I'll see you guys on the next video.